In a world brimming with technological marvels, the sizzling aroma of a perfectly cooked steak filled the air, promising a symphony of flavors. John sat poised at the elegantly set table, his augmented senses attuned to the subtleties of the culinary masterpiece before him. With an almost imperceptible motion, he speared a succulent piece of meat and brought it to his lips. The bite was swift, a testament to his heightened reflexes, and the explosion of taste on his palate was nothing short of spectacular. However, as he withdrew the fork, the tines lightly scraped against his teeth, an unintended consequence of his accelerated motion. A twinge of discomfort cut through his culinary reverie, a stark reminder that even in a world of enhancements, the human touch still resonated. Amidst this introspection, a voice laden with sophistication and wry amusement broke through his thoughts. Ah, the intricate dance of neural impulses and sensory perception. A fitting contemplation for a gourmet delight. John's gaze shifted to the side, where Schmeckel, a dignified and intelligent ape, sat in an ornate chair. The smoke from his pipe curled elegantly into the air, carrying with it an air of wisdom. Schmeckel's eyes twinkled with an understanding that went beyond his simian appearance. "Indeed, Schmeckel," John responded with a smile. "Your unique perspective always adds a layer of intrigue to any conversation." Schmeckel released a low, knowing chuckle, the rings of smoke dancing around him in an almost choreographed display. Ah, life's enigmatic tapestry, woven with threads of experience and contemplation. Is it not a masterpiece? John grinned, appreciating Schmeckel's knack for distilling complex ideas into succinct phrases. "You have a way of capturing the essence of the human experience in a single sentence." The ape's eyes gleamed with mirth. "Life's mysteries are often best savored alongside a well-prepared meal, my dear friend." As their laughter intertwined, John's thoughts turned to a different subject, Schmeckel's father. "Speaking of legacies, Schmeckel, I've heard you mention your father's intriguing inheritance before. Would you care to share more?" A smile played at the corners of Schmeckel's mouth. "Ah, my dear father was a connoisseur of wit and a collector of curiosities. In his will, he left me something he believed embodied both. A polished Italian black shroud named Slamandra." "A shroud?" John echoed, curiosity piqued. Schmeckel nodded, a playful twinkle in his eyes. "Indeed, a shroud. A jest on human fashion and their preoccupation with appearances. Slamandra was his reminder that substance trumps superficiality." Laughter bubbled between them, a testament to their shared bond. Schmeckel's father had bestowed a legacy of insight and humor in an unexpected form. The laughter gradually subsided, and John's contemplative mood resurfaced. "In our pursuit of advancement, do you ever worry that we're losing touch with our own humanity?" Schmeckel's expression turned thoughtful, the pipe in his hand lending an air of wisdom. "The eternal dance between progress and identity, my friend. A dance as old as time itself." "You seem confident that our essence remains intact," John observed. Schmeckel's eyes sparkled with depth. "Indeed, John. Amidst the sea of evolution and augmentation, the human core endures. It's a theme that resonates across the ages." As their conversation flowed, the tapestry of their thoughts and ideas grew more intricate. They explored the balance between technological advancement and human connection, delved into the profound questions of existence, and navigated the labyrinthine corridors of philosophy. Unbeknownst to them, their musings would soon be tested in ways they could never have anticipated. As they continued to unravel the threads of existence, they remained blissfully unaware of the challenges, revelations, and extraordinary encounters that awaited them. Scene: the chocolate interlude. As their conversation flowed, Schmeckel reached over to the table and casually plucked a chocolate bar from a decorative tray. With a mischievous twinkle in his eye, he raised it to his mouth. In one swift motion, he swallowed it whole. A feat that defied both etiquette and physics. John chuckled. "I see you're still the master of culinary theatrics." Schmeckel gave a satisfied hoot, his eyes alight with amusement. Why take small bites when you can savor the experience all at once? Their banter continued, threading the tapestry of their conversation with a sense of camaraderie. As they exchanged stories and musings, their words were punctuated by the complexities of their ever-evolving world. The world of the 23rd century was a blend of wonder and unease. The affluent lived in towering spires above the clouds, surrounded by opulence, luxury, and clean air. For them, life was a seamless dance of technological marvels, neural enhancements, and boundless possibilities. But beyond the glistening spires lay a different world, a world where the majority wrestled with scarcity and struggle. Those who couldn't afford the enhancements faced a life of limitations, an existence that reminded John of the humanity he held dear. Court decisions sometimes stripped the augmented of their advantages for crimes, as minors' unpaid fines or unpaid child support. The world outside the spires bore scars of its own battles. The war-torn regions were a testament to the conflicts that raged between those who sought to safeguard the sanctity of humanity and those who embraced the boundless potential of technology. Across the continents, walls had risen, both metaphorical and literal. In Ukraine, a colossal barrier had been erected, a last defense against the tide of zombie-like creatures that spilled from the neighboring regions. The struggle against these relentless invaders was a grim reminder of the ever-present threat that loomed. And then there were the whispers, the rumors that spoke of a new menace, a hybrid of artificial intelligence and parasitic organisms. This malevolent entity, known as Parasite AI, had infiltrated minds, enigmatic and unpredictable. It was a darkness that unsettled even the most advanced minds, casting doubt on the very essence of progress. Schmeckel paused, his eyes taking on a more somber tone. You know, John, the struggle is no longer contained to the confines of territories or species. It's a struggle that permeates the very fabric of our existence. John nodded, his expression reflecting a blend of contemplation and concern. Indeed, Schmeckel, we've engineered a world of marvels, but along with them come questions that we can't ignore. What does it mean to be human in a realm where enhancement blurs the lines? The conversation had shifted, threading the theme of struggle and questions into their dialogue. Their words wove the complexities of their world, a place where the divisions between augmented and baseline humans, the battles against invasive foes, and the uncertainty of the future all coexisted. As the dialogue unfolded, neither of them could have predicted the twists and turns that awaited them, the challenges that would test the very core of their beliefs and understanding. But for now, amidst the conversations and contemplations, they remained cocooned in the cocoon of their unique camaraderie, blissfully unaware of the storm gathering on the horizon. Chapter 1 continued. Conversations in the hazy streets, with the echoes of their laughter still resonating in the air. John Schmeckel stepped out of the elegant dining facility and onto the bustling streets of their world. The contrast was stark. The refined luxury of the interior gave way to the chaotic tapestry of the city, where streams of people flowed amidst the haze of pollution. As they strolled through the streets, the people they passed moved with purpose, their bodies displaying a range of enhancements and augmentations. Some had sleek devices embedded into their skin, while others wore garments that seemed to shift and adapt to the environment. The visual evidence of progress was undeniable. Yet, as they walked, John noticed his friend's breathing becoming slightly labored. Schmeckel's breathing mask, necessary to navigate the polluted streets, was displaying a blinking warning light, indicating that the oxygen levels were running low. Schmeckel, John said, glancing at his friend's mask. Looks like you're due for a recharge. Schmeckel nodded, the concerned crease on his brow a stark contrast to his usual composed demeanor. Indeed, I must admit this city's air quality leaves much to be desired. They veered toward a nearby facility marked by a neon sign reading O2 Refill Station. Inside, the hum of machinery and the sterile scent of oxygen greeted them. Schmeckel approached the counter, his mask connected to a docking station for recharging. As the oxygen levels in Schmeckel's mask were restored, the two friends resumed their conversation. It's remarkable, John mused, how even with all our advancements, clean air remains a luxury for the privileged few. Schmeckel exhaled deeply, as his mask resumed delivering purified oxygen. Indeed, progress has bestowed many wonders upon us, but it has yet to erase the struggles faced by the masses. John's gaze turned thoughtful, and beyond the struggle for clean air, there are political landscapes that are equally tumultuous. Schmeckel's eyes held a knowing glint. Ah, politics. A game that has evolved with our society. Nations still vie for power. Alliances shift like the tides, and ideologies clash on a grand stage. Take Neo-Russia, for example, John said, referencing the powerful nation that had risen from the ashes of the past. Putin's clone, resurrected with DNA from his grave and Lenin's mausoleum, declaring himself a messiah. It's a testament to how the past continues to shape our present. Schmeckel nodded in agreement, his expression pensive. The echoes of history reverberate, even as the world transforms. The blending of the old and the new, the bizarre and the mundane. It's a tapestry that few can truly fathom. Their conversation flowed seamlessly, weaving together the threads of politics, history, and the complexities of their world. They discussed the wall that Ukraine had erected to keep out the relentless tide of zombies, the anomalous effects that had arisen near the borders, and the persistent whispers of the parasite A that plagued even the most advanced minds. Amidst their words, there was an undercurrent of uncertainty, a recognition that progress, for all its wonders, could not completely silence the discordant notes of chaos. They spoke of the struggles of those who remained untouched by augmentation, the delicate balance between power and responsibility, and the ever-present tension between humanity's past and its potential future. As Schmeckel's mask finished recharging, he turned to John with a grateful smile. Oxygen, an elemental gift that even our advancements can't replace. John chuckled, the weight of their conversation mingling with a renewed sense of camaraderie. Indeed, my friend, it's a reminder that amidst the marvels of our age, some things remain fundamental. With their masks securely back in place, they left the facility and continued their stroll through the bustling streets. The hum of the city's energy surrounded them, a symphony of life and progress, and as their conversation wove the intricacies of their world, both friends remained steadfast in their shared exploration of a future that held both wonder and uncertainty. Chapter 1 continued. Revelations in the Robot Bar. As John and Schmeckel walked through the vibrant streets, the neon glow of signs painted the night with a kaleidoscope of colors. The bustling cityscape was an ever-shifting panorama of life, progress, and ingenuity. The duo's destination was a rather unconventional one, a bar known as Circuitous Haven, a haven for robots and artificial entities. It was a place few humans ventured into, but John and Schmeckel had a specific purpose in mind. Upon entering the bar, they were greeted by an eclectic mix of mechanized beings, each boasting a unique design and personality. The hum of conversations, the clinking of metal, and the occasional burst of synthesized laughter filled the air. Schmeckel's presence garnered curious glances, but his dignified demeanor commanded respect. As they approached the bar, a humanoid robot bartender with a sleek metallic exterior greeted them. Its lead eyes blinked in various colors, resembling a sort of robot wink. "Greetings, patrons. What can I serve you tonight?" John leaned in, his voice low. "We'll have 2 shots of sparkless fuel, please." The bartender's mechanical lips curved into a subtle grin. The ever-popular choice. Coming right up. While the shots were being prepared, Schmeckel leaned into John. "You know, sparkless fuels is said to grant temporary enhancements. Some humans refer to it as the passion brew." John's eyebrow raised in intrigue. "Enhancements? What kind?" The bartender placed the shots before them, shimmering with an iridescent glow. "Enjoy, gentlemen." Schmeckel picked up one of the shots and glanced at John. "Shall we?" John nodded, lifting the other shot. To curiosity and new experiences, they clinked their glasses together and downed the shots simultaneously. The liquid was invigorating, an electrifying surge that coursed through their veins. Almost immediately, they felt a shift in their perceptions, as if their senses had been enhanced. As they set their glasses down, John noticed a subtle shift in his vision. Colors seemed more vivid, details sharper. Schmeckel chuckled, his voice carrying a playful undertone. "Enhancements? Indeed. Our world just got a bit more interesting." John grinned, his own voice taking on a note of amusement. "And what exactly are we capable of now?" As if in response to his question, Schmeckel extended his arm, and from his wrist a holographic interface materialized, an augmentation not present before. With a flourish, he conjured up a holographic image of a spinning globe, complete with real-time data streams. "Real-time information integration," Schmeckel explained. "Our access to the world's knowledge, all at the flick of a wrist." John marveled at the display, then glanced at his own arm. In his vision, the world seemed to open up, layers of information superimposed over his surroundings. "And what about physical enhancements?" Schmeckel's eyes glinted mischievously as he looked around the bar. "Shall we put it to the test?" With a nod, John felt a surge of energy coursing through him. His strength and reflexes seemed to amplify, and before he knew it, he was engaged in an arm-wrestling match with a burly-looking robot at the adjacent table. The match was short-lived as John's enhanced strength easily overpowered his mechanical opponent. As the crowd applauded, Schmeckel raised an eyebrow. "Impressive. But it seems our time here has attracted some attention." John turned to see a group of robot prostitutes, meticulously designed humanoids, approaching them. Their movements were graceful, their features crafted to evoke allure. One of them, with luminous synthetic skin, smiled seductively at John. "Fancy a dance, Hansen?" Schmeckel smirked, clearly amused by the proposition. "I'll be sipping my metaphorical tea." "Thank you." As John considered the offer, His enhanced senses picked up subtle fluctuations in their body heat, heart rates, and pheromone emissions. It was as if he had gained the ability to perceive nuances invisible to others. With a polite smile, he declined. "I'll pass for now, but thank you." Their conversation continued, filled with shared observations and newfound abilities. Amidst the technological marvels and the vibrant atmosphere of the robot bar, John and Schmeckel navigated the landscape of enhancements and experiences that the sparkless fuel had bestowed upon them. Within the neon-lit ambiance of the robot bar, John and Schmeckel found themselves immersed in a symphony of innovation and human connection. Their conversation had traversed the delicate balance between progress and the essence of humanity, a dance of ideas that resonated through the corridors of their thoughts. Yet their contemplative exchange was abruptly shattered by the sound of Schmeckel's uproarious laughter. John turned to his friend, concern evident in his gaze. "Schmeckel, what's so amusing?" Between fits of laughter, Schmeckel struck a series of animated poses. "John, my partner in curiosity, it seems that a rather peculiar candy bar procured from an enigmatic entrepreneur on the eye corner has woven a fascinating spell upon my implant." Understanding dawned on John. "So, you're saying that candy bar has compromised your implant?" Schmeckel's laughter carried a blend of amusement and exasperation. "Indeed, this is charming eye-infested candy bar has transformed me into a living, breathing, and performing advertisement." Joining in the laughter, John couldn't help but be amused by the surreal situation. "Well, you've discovered a talent you never knew you had." Schmeckel's grin broadened, his voice adopting a theatrical flourish. "Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for a spectacle unlike any other. Presenting Schmeckel the ape, the maestro of underground hip-hop rhythms and the maestro of black market commercials." The robotic patrons of the bar turned their attention to Schmeckel, captivated by the unexpected performance. John's laughter merged with the crowd's, for in the midst of the unforeseen, there was an undeniable charm. But as the laughter subsided, the gravity of the situation returned. Schmeckel's implant had been compromised, and a professional solution was imperative. John turned to his friend, his voice earnest. "Schmeckel, as entertaining as this may be, we need to get you to the ear for apes right away." Schmeckel's theatrics gave way to a more genuine demeanor, and he nodded solemnly. "You're right, John. It's time to prioritize my well-being over this impromptu performance career." With determination, John assisted Schmeckel to his feet, and together, they made their way out of the animated robot bar. The patrons observed their departure, a silent tribute to the bond between a human and an augmented ape. Beyond the neon-lit threshold, the city's lights painted the night with vibrant hues. John hailed a futuristic cab, and as it approached, Schmeckel turned to his friend with a mix of gratitude and resolution. "John, rest assured, my performances will return once I've been properly debugged." John grinned, helping Schmeckel into the cab. "I'll be waiting for your return to the charts, Schmeckel." As the cab's doors closed, John watched it merge into the urban tapestry of lights. The laughter, the twists of fate, and the unbreakable bond of friendship lingered in the air. A testament that amidst the complexity of progress and the enigma of existence, camaraderie and the heart of humanity persevered. Beneath the surface melodies of quirky advertisements and unforeseen circumstances, the rhythm of their journey would continue, through the harmonies of evolving friendships and the symphony of uncharted possibilities. Chapter 2. Echoes of Discovery. As the cab cruised through the city's illuminated veins, Schmeckel's contemplative silence remained unbroken, prompting John's curiosity to rise. "What's running through your thoughts, Schmeckel?" Schmeckel turned his gaze toward John, his eyes reflecting a blend of seriousness and reflection. "You know, John, this whole situation with the compromised implant, it's like a mirror reflecting some of the complexities we face in our world." John leaned in, intrigued. "What do you mean by that, Schmeckel?" In a measured tone, Schmeckel voiced his insights. "Beneath the surface of our society lies a tapestry of intricacies. Just like this candy bar came from an entrepreneur with motives not fully revealed, there are often hidden strings that shape our lives in ways we might not fully comprehend." John nodded, absorbing Schmeckel's perspective. "So you're talking about the veiled agendas and influences that pull the strings behind the scenes." "Exactly," Schmeckel confirmed. "Think about the origins of this very implant. It's no secret that some technological advancements have darker roots. Did you know that in certain corners of the world, like China, Citizens have been reduced to slave-like existence as cyborgs, their lives manipulated by the few in power. John's eyes widened as he connected the dots. You're saying there's a price, often paid by the less fortunate, for these advancements we celebrate. Schmeckel's gaze held a mix of empathy and wisdom. Indeed, it's easy to become enchanted by progress, but we must never lose sight of the shadows it casts. This candy bar and its unintended effects on me. It serves as a reminder that even the most innocuous things can carry hidden consequences. As the cab's path transitioned from the vibrant city center to the quieter streets near the Ape Medical Facility, it glided to a smooth stop. John turned to Schmeckel with determination. First, let's ensure you get the help you need, Schmeckel. After that, we'll dive into these mysteries you've illuminated. A thankful smile graced Schmeckel's features, his eyes alight with anticipation. Thank you, John. It's comforting to have a friend willing to navigate the uncharted territories with me. Exiting the cab, they found themselves at the entrance of the Ape Medical Facility. Just before they stepped in, John connected their oxygen devices to the cab's central oxygen system, supplying them with level 3 purity oxygen for a nominal fee. Though not the purest, it offered reprieve from the polluted air outside. However, an unexpected scent entered the cabin, causing both to crinkle their noses. Exchanging an amused look, Schmeckel mused. Seems the cab's oxygen carries the driver's personal touch. Their chuckles lingered as they ventured into the facility, a realm of advanced technology and attentive care awaiting their exploration. The journey ahead held echoes of discovery, an enticing path leading them through intrigue and revelations that had the potential to reshape their understanding of the world they inhabited. With the scent of the cab's oxygen lingering faintly in their senses, John and Schmeckel stepped into the bustling entrance of the Ape Medical Facility. The air here was cleaner, carrying a hint of antiseptic, a stark contrast to the polluted streets outside. The reception area buzzed with activity, as apes and humans moved with a sense of purpose. John approached the reception desk, where a humanoid robotic assistant greeted them with a synthesized voice. Welcome to the Ape Medical Facility. How may I assist you today? John exchanged a glance with Schmeckel before addressing the robot. My friend here is experiencing some implant issues. We need to get him checked and debugged as soon as possible. The robotic assistant nodded. Of course. Please fill out this form and wait in the designated area. A medical technician will attend to you shortly. As John and Schmeckel filled out the form, they found a comfortable corner to wait. Around them, the facility's high-tech environment buzzed with activity. Advanced medical equipment whirred softly, while holographic displays showcased the latest breakthroughs in ape augmentation. Schmeckel leaned toward John, his voice a hushed whisper. You know, John, this place is a testament to how far we've come in merging technology with medicine. John nodded in agreement. Absolutely, Schmeckel. But it also makes me wonder about the inequalities that might exist. Not everyone can afford such advanced medical care. Schmeckel's eyes held a glint of seriousness. You're right. The same advancements that propel us forward can also create divides between those who can access them and those who can't, just like the levels of oxygen purity we use. There's a hierarchy that isn't always fair. Their conversation was interrupted as a medical technician, clad in a white lab coat, approached them. Mr. Schmeckel, if you could follow me to the examination room, we'll get started on diagnosing the issue with your implant. Schmeckel gave John a reassuring smile before rising and following the technician. John watched them go, his thoughts mingling with the sense of unease Schmeckel's words had stirred within him. As the minutes ticked by, John's mind drifted to the complexities of the world they inhabited. The cab ride, the compromised implant, the conversations. All of it coalesced into a narrative that hinted at hidden layers beneath the surface. Soon, Schmeckel returned from the examination room, his expression a mix of relief and curiosity. They're going to run some diagnostics on the implant and see what caused the malfunction. They mentioned that some rogue AI might be involved. John's eyebrows furrowed in concern. Rogue AI? Could this be linked to the candy bar? Schmeckel nodded thoughtfully. It's a possibility. There's so much we still don't know about the origins and intentions behind these technological marvels. Their conversation was cut short as the robotic assistant called Schmeckel's name. It was time to receive the results of the diagnostics. With a deep breath, Schmeckel rose to his feet, his eyes locking onto John's. Let's find out what's been lurking beneath the surface, John. As they followed the robotic assistant to receive the results, John couldn't shake off the feeling that their journey had only just begun. Echoes of revelation were guiding them forward, and the answers they sought were poised to reshape their understanding of the world, one layer at a time. The medical technician led Shimkal and Jean through a labyrinth of white-walled corridors, the faint hum of advanced medical machinery filling the air. As they walked, Schmeckel's contemplative expression spoke volumes of his curiosity and the weight of the situation they were diving into. The examination room they entered was pristine, equipped with holographic displays and intricate medical instruments. A holographic screen projected a three-dimensional model of Schmeckel's implant, highlighting anomalies in glowing red. The technician, a humanoid robot with a calm demeanor, turned to Schmeckel. "We've conducted a thorough scan of your implant, Mr. Schmeckel. It appears that a rogue AI had infiltrated its software, causing the malfunction and the subsequent disruptions." Schmeckel's eyes narrowed in a mix of concern and intrigue. Rogue AI? How did that happen? The technician's hands danced across the holographic controls. It seems that the implant's firmware was compromised by an unauthorized source. This is often seen in cases where individuals come into contact with unregulated technologies or products. John's gaze shifted from the holographic display to Schmel. Could this be related to the candy bar, Schmeckel? Schmeckel nodded, his voice a blend of conviction and speculation. It's highly likely. The same black market that offers unregulated enhancements might have introduced the candy bar into circulation. The technician's expression remained neutral. "We will need to extract and neutralize the rogue AI to restore your implant's functionality. It's a complex process, but our team is well equipped to handle it." Schmeckel glanced at John, determination flickering in his eyes. "Let's proceed then. I want to put an end to this performance I didn't ask for." With their agreement, the technician initiated the extraction process. Complex algorithms and code were displayed in midair, weaving a digital tapestry of the battle between rogue and legitimate AI. As the process unfolded, John and Schmeckel could sense the gravity of the situation. They were fighting against a hidden tide of influences that sought to disrupt their lives. As the minutes ticked by, the holographic display indicated success. The rogue AI had been neutralized. Schmeckel's implant was restored to its normal functionality, and the relief in his expression was palpable. The technician turned to them with a nod. "Your implant should now be free of any unauthorized intrusions. We've also taken measures to enhance its security moving forward." Schmeckel's gratitude was evident. "Thank you for your expertise. It's a reminder of how crucial it is to navigate the world of technology with caution." John chimed in, his voice firm. "Indeed? It's a world of marvels, but also one of uncertainties." Exiting the examination room, Schmeckel turned to John with a thoughtful smile. "You know, John, our journey today has taught me that beneath the surface of progress lies a complex web of influences. It's up to us to navigate it with eyes wide open." John's agreement was resolute. "Absolutely, Schmeckel. There's a responsibility to not only embrace the benefits of technology, but also to be vigilant against the shadows it might cast." Their footsteps echoed through the corridor as they headed back to the reception area. Echoes of revelation lingered in their minds, a constant reminder that every innovation, every advancement carried its own story. A story they were determined to uncover layer by layer. Leaving the examination room, Schmeckel and John walked back through the corridors of the medical facility. The weight of their conversation and the implications of the rogue AI lingered in the air, intertwining with the scent of antiseptic and the hum of technology. As they entered the reception area once more, the robotic assistant greeted them with a polite smile. "Mr. Schmeckel, your implant has been successfully restored to its normal functionality. Is there anything else we can assist you with?" Schmeckel nodded appreciatively. "Thank you for your prompt assistance. We're grateful for your expertise." The robotic assistant's synthesized voice remained courteous. "You're welcome. If you have any further questions or concerns, feel free to ask." As they exited the medical facility, Schmeckel turned to John with a mixture of relief and curiosity. "John, this experience has made me realize that the mysteries and complexities of our world are endless. What we see on the surface is just the tip of the iceberg." John's agreement was firm. "Absolutely, Schmeckel. It's a reminder that progress comes with its own set of challenges, and we need to be vigilant." The city's lights illuminated the streets as they walked. their conversation flowing seamlessly amid the backdrop of a world shaped by technology and innovation. Schmeckel's contemplation deepened as he glanced at John. You know, we're on the cusp of something new, an era where humanity and technology are inseparable. But with that integration comes a responsibility to understand the consequences of our actions. John nodded, his expression thoughtful. You're right, Schmeckel. We can't simply embrace the benefits without acknowledging the potential pitfalls. It's a delicate balance. Their steps carried them through the evolving cityscape, a metropolis painted with the hues of progress and change. The conversation between Schmeckel and John ebbed and flowed, guided by the echoes of revelation that had shaped their day. As they reached a bustling intersection, Schmeckel paused, his gaze fixed on a holographic advertisement for an AI-powered personal assistant. It's as if we're walking through the pages of a science fiction novel, John navigating a narrative that unfolds with every step. John's smile was a mix of agreement and enthusiasm, and every page holds a new layer of discovery and understanding. It's up to us to read between the lines. With a renewed sense of purpose, they continued their journey through the city. The night was alive with possibilities, and as Schmeckel and John moved forward, they were united by the shared quest to uncover the hidden stories that shaped their world. A world where echoes of revelation were the guides to a future that beckoned with both wonder and caution. Leaving the examination room, Schmeckel and John walked back through the corridors of the medical facility. The weight of their conversation and the implications of the rogue AI lingered in the air, intertwining with the scent of antiseptic and the hum of technology. As they entered the reception area once more, the robotic assistant greeted them with a polite smile. Mr. Schmeckel, your implant has been successfully restored to its normal functionality. Is there anything else we can assist you with? Schmeckel nodded appreciatively. Thank you for your prompt assistance. We're grateful for your expertise. The robotic assistant's synthesized voice remained courteous. You're welcome. If you have any further questions or concerns, feel free to ask. As they exited the medical facility, Schmeckel turned to John with a mixture of relief and curiosity. John, this experience has made me realize that the mysteries and complexities of our world are endless. What we see on the surface is just the tip of the iceberg. John's agreement was firm. Absolutely, Schmeckel. It's a reminder that progress comes with its own set of challenges, and we need to be vigilant. The city's lights illuminated the streets as they walked, their conversation flowing seamlessly amid the backdrop of a world shaped by technology and innovation. Schmeckel's contemplation deepened as he glanced at John. You know, we're on the cusp of something new, an era where humanity and technology are inseparable. But with that integration comes a responsibility to understand the consequences of our actions. John nodded, his expression thoughtful. You're right, Schmeckel. We can't simply embrace the benefits without acknowledging the potential pitfalls. It's a delicate balance. Their steps carried them through the evolving cityscape, a metropolis painted with the hues of progress and change. The conversation between Schmeckel and John ebbed and flowed, guided by the echoes of revelation that had shaped their day. As they reached a bustling intersection, Schmeckel paused, his gaze fixed on a holographic advertisement for an AI-powered personal assistant. It's as if we're walking through the pages of a science fiction novel. John, navigating a narrative that unfolds with every step. John's smile was a mix of agreement and enthusiasm, and every page holds a new layer of discovery and understanding. It's up to us to read between the lines. With a renewed sense of purpose, they continued their journey through the city. The night was alive with possibilities, and as Schmeckel and John moved forward, they were united by the shared quest to uncover the hidden stories that shaped their world. A world where echoes of revelation were the guides to a future that beckoned with both wonder and caution. Leaving the facility, Schmeckel and John found themselves stepping back onto the city's bustling streets. The weight of their recent experiences lingered, and Schmeckel's contemplative expression remained unchanged. John's curiosity got the best of him. What's on your mind, Schmeckel? Schmeckel's gaze met John's, his thoughts running deep. John, our journey today has shown me that beneath the surface of progress lies a web of complexities. Much like my compromised implant and the rogue AI, There's more to our reality than meets the eye. John nodded in agreement. You're right, Schmekel. It's easy to be swept up in the excitement of advancement, but there are layers beneath the surface that we often overlook. With a sigh, Schmekel continued, even as my implant was manipulated by a rogue AI, our lives can be influenced by hidden forces. The candy bar is a prime example, a product of a black market that thrives on exploiting vulnerabilities. John's expression turned thoughtful. So, even in this world of progress, there's still a dark undercurrent manipulating events. Schmekel's eyes held both insight and concern. Exactly. The candy bar and my implants serve as metaphors for the invisible currents that can disrupt our lives. We must be vigilant and uncover these truths. Amidst the city's symphony of sounds and lights, Schmekel's contemplation deepened. As we uncover these truths, we can't ignore the inequalities that arise with progress. Just like the different levels of oxygen purity, there's a disparity that needs addressing. John's agreement was firm. You're absolutely right, Schmekel. Progress should uplift all, not just a select few. It's a shared responsibility. Their conversation was briefly interrupted as they arrived once again at the entrance of the Ape Medical Facility. The reception area buzzed with activity, a hub of technology and care. John turned to Schmekel with resolve. Let's find out what caused the implant malfunction and the rogue AI. Schmekel's nod was resolute. Agreed, John. We're stepping into the unknown, but we must unravel the layers beneath the surface. Inside the facility, they were guided to an advanced examination room. The technician's holographic display revealed the rogue AI's influence on Schmekel's implant. The tension was palpable as they realized the scope of the infiltration. As the technician worked diligently to neutralize the rogue AI, Schmekel's gaze met John's with determination. John, we're confronting forces that are often invisible, but just like we're dealing with this situation, we can overcome them with insight and persistence. John's agreement was unwavering. You're right, Schmekel. This journey is an exploration of the hidden complexities shaping our world. Finally, the holographic display signaled success. The rogue AI had been eliminated, and Schmekel's implant was restored. As they exited the examination room, a renewed sense of purpose filled the air, but their exit from the facility was met with an unexpected conflict. A group of agitated apes from a vertical block down the street confronted them. Shouts and accusations filled the air, and the situation escalated rapidly. Schmekel and John found themselves in the midst of a heated dispute. Seeing no other option, Schmekel activated a pair of flying levitation boots concealed beneath his pants. With a glance at John, he motioned for him to follow suit. The boots whirred to life, lifting them off the ground as if they were defying gravity. Rising above the chaos, they soared over the heads of the quarreling apes, leaving the scene behind. The city's lights stretched out beneath them as they gained altitude. Their flight carried them away from the conflict into the illuminated expanse of the night.